Hey, what's up YouTube? It's abluegolfball here today with another Pokemon TCG online video, and today I have a set review for the up-and-coming Pokemon TCG breakthrough set that will be released in the US in November. Of course, it's already released in Japan, and so in Bulbapedia.net, you can see the URL here. I have the URL below this video. They already have all the cards scanned and on their website, so we're going to go ahead and do a set review over these cards, and I'm going to give you guys some of my 2 cents, you can say, on some of the cards and things I like, and maybe perhaps some things I don't like. You never know. But yeah, this is divided into 2 sets here, the Blue Shock and Red Flash. We're going to take a look at the Blue Shock first, since it's right here in front of us. The first card I want to take a look at is these Cacnea here. It's a very funny card. It's got the attack Swagger, does 10 damage, flip a coin if heads. This card and energy card attached to the defending Pokemon. I just thought, you know, this guy, this picture does not seem to have swagger. Maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe he does have some swagger, and I just love the attack name. That's about it. This is why I want to showcase that card. Otherwise, let's take a look at the next card here I want to take a look at really quick is a Simisage here, Fire Toss, very interesting. Put 3 fire energies from your discard pile back into your hand, and we're going to see this theme here with these guys. They're going to have this kind of toss, kind of attack for the first attack, and the energy costs for these attacks are colorless, so that means they can blend into any other deck, and perhaps you can even use this guy for fire decks as well. And you're going to see the other forms of the Simisage here and the other guys, they have a very similar attack. There's going to be a theme to that. We will see that shortly, but you know, I don't want to talk too much about Simisage for now. Let's take a look at the other cards here. We have the Vivillon here. I think this is going to be a very interesting card as well. Energy color, once during your turn before you attack, flip a coin. If heads, search your deck for a basic energy, attach it to one of your Pokemon, shuffle your deck afterward, and of course Sleep Powder is, you know, ho hum. But this makes it very interesting here, and I do like the art right here. The art does look pretty, it looks colorful. I like the different patterns there here of the, you know, the wings, and the ability though, I think is going to be pretty essential to a lot of decks because it is a stage 2, but it is a grass type, meaning that you've used Force of Giant Plants, so you can probably get this guy out in turn 1 at the fastest, you know, that's really fast. And the ability here means, you know, you can put a basic energy and attach it. Of course, you have to flip a coin, and so it's kind of a pseudo energy accelerator. It's a little bit risky. If you keep flipping heads, then yes, it is a really nice energy accelerator. And the good thing is that it's basic energy. It's not just grass energy. It's any basic energy. Hence the name Energy Color. And so I think there may be some possibility of playing this card in some decks, but we'll have to see. I'm not positive. But anyways, let's take a look at some of the other cards in this set here. Typhlosion is going to be a really big, is a big deal here. Typhlosion, definitely the one of the more popular Pokemon, a 150 HP Fire type Pokemon here. The first attack is actually pretty cool. Massive Eruption. Discard the top 5 cards of your deck. This attack does 80 damage times the number of energy cards you discarded. It's just energy cards, meaning it does not have to be. Basic fire energies, any energies, rainbow or any special energies. As long as it's an energy card, it would qualify to boost up Massive Eruption. Can you imagine just discarding 2 energies out of the top 5 cards you're discarding, and you have a muscle band? You'll be hitting for 180 just for 1 energy card on Typhlosion. Now you are discarding cards from your deck, and that is a little bit of a negative effect, but it does balance it out a little bit, and it's a bit of a risk as well. But the attack Flare Destroy here is a lot more consistent. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to discard an energy card attached to this Pokemon, and you also discard an energy card attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. And what makes this card great is a new card that's coming out. I'm going to go to it right now because I'm really excited for it. This Burning Energy. Burning Energy is going to work so well with Typhlosion. Discard an energy card attached to this Pokemon, and you're using an attack to do the discarding. Burning Energy here has an effect, and this card, the artwork looks great, man. Look at this Burning Energy. This is like a lava spin right here. The effect right here, if this card is discarded by an effect of an attack from the fire Pokemon this card is attached to, reattach it to that Pokemon. That is amazing. This is basically, you're using an attack to discard the special energy off of Typhlosion, so it is an attack. It qualifies for this effect to take in effect, and that means it will be in effect because of this attack, and that means you can have almost an infinite cycle unless your opponent uses an Enhance Hammer or a Crushing Hammer to discard it, right? So this is right here. You know, you can discard it. Yeah, you can discard it with like what is it? Zero Sick. You can discard it, or Team Flare Grunt. Crushing Hammer, Enhance Hammer, you can discard it as well. So Burning Energy, we'll take a look at that again a little bit. But again, Typhlosion is a really cool Pokemon. I think Flare Destroy can be pretty good. With the Muscle Band, you can hit for 150. And again, with Blacksmith, you can power this up in one turn. Really play down that special energy, that burning energy, and then play Blacksmith. Assuming you have 2 fire energies in your discard pile and you have a Blacksmith in hand. There it is, Flare Destroy, hitting for 130. That, you know, hitting it. Yeah, you could probably hit it twice, and that'd be a knockout on most megas right there. So I think this card it definitely has a lot of potential, and I'm excited to see it in action in the next following months when it comes out. So the next card I have in mind right here is card number 13. The Octillery here, Octillery. This guy. In Japanese, it's pronounced Akutank. Okay. It is a stage 1 Pokemon here. It's got the Abyss Hand, and I like this ability, right? Once before your turn, before you attack, you may draw cards, and you got 5 in your hand, and it's only a stage 1. That means it's 1 card more powerful than Electrode from back in those Plasma sets. And, I mean, you know, this is better than Shaman EX in one sense, is that, you know, with Shaman EX, you got to play it from your hand, and then you can use it. Plus, Shaman EX has the problem with dealing against Silent Lab, whereas this guy here, no big deal. He's a stage 1. You can still use Abyss Hand, and I think that's the thing with Abyss Hand. It gives you a little bit more consistency. Yes, it's only 5 cards, so you're not going to be drawing that 1 extra card compared to Shaman EX, but definitely, I think this could be a good common card that you can see in a lot of water decks, if not just decks in general. You could see Abyss Hand show up and allow players to draw into 5 cards. So yeah, I do like that card a lot. I think that card is going to be pretty interesting. So we have the Glalie here, EX, and also the Mega, and just, you know, this I just love the artwork. I do really like the 3D. The 3D artwork is always really good. Ice Breath with the Coin of Heads, pretty ho hum. Yeah, I can probably paralyze your opponent and buy yourself a turn. Instant Cooling, okay, sure, all right. If you have the same number of cards in your hand as your opponent's attack, does 100% damage. Now, there's a lot of ways you can do this, right? You know, there's even things like Battle Reporter, which you can get cards the same amount of cards as your opponent, or things like that. And yeah, maybe you can hit Instant Cooling and do 150 plus Muscle Band, hit for 170, and maybe you can give this a try. I think I might give this a try. This looks pretty fun to try to do and try to pull off. There's certain things that you can red card your opponent, and then you have a little more control to try to downsize your own hand down to 4, things like that. You know, there's a lot of ways to get around it to get Instant Cooling to work, and I think that'll be pretty cool. Now, we have the Mega of this Pokemon, and here we have Cryo Mouth. Hits for 100 if this Pokemon has 10 or more damage counters on it. This attack does 150 more damage. Whoa, okay. Alright, if this, am I reading this right? Right? That's crazy. If this Pokemon has 10, just 10, 1 damage counter, 10 or more damage counters on it, it does 150 more damage. You'll be hitting for 250 damage just for 1 water and a DCE. This is great. This is amazing. I mean, yeah. So that means you can very well just use Rainbow Energy, play a Rainbow Energy, and then your turn 2, Mega Evolve, and then play a DCE, assuming you can pull that off. There's always things like Enhanced Hammer, Zero Sick, and whatnot. But come on, let's have a little fun here. I think Cryo Mouth, this attack right now, Cryo Mouth can be pretty cool, hitting for 250 damage. That'll be a knockout on a Wailord EX. Can you believe that? Assuming the Wailord EX doesn't have a hard charm or anything. But yeah, so I think there's a huge potential there for those guys right there. The first sets of EX is a very impressive one, and I definitely gotta tip my hat to that. The creators of Pokemon International, those guys definitely made some pretty good EXs right away, right off the bat. Now, let's continue on. So that was cards number 15. I want to take a look at number 17 here with the Simipour here, and you can see I kind of told you guys there's a theme with this toss stuff. Green toss, fire toss. Put 3 grass energies from discard pile back there, and then hand sling again. All these guys, they all do hand sling, and they all kind of do the opposite of their energy. So the other Simi, right? What is it? Simi Sage. He or she. All right. They put 3 fire energies since they're weak to fire, and this Simipour here would put 3 grass energies since it's weak to grass. And there's going to be a theme with that. You're going to see that again later on. Now, I thought I'd just give that an honorable mention, and so I did. Alright, so the next one here is the Pokemon number 20, which is the Vanillux. Here we have Shivering Breath. Each player can't play any supporter or stadium cards from his or her hand. And I want to mention this because it is a stage 2, but it does something pretty interesting. It prevents both players from playing supporters and stadiums. It does hit for 30, meaning you can still play Muscle Band, and it is a 2 energy cost, which is a little bit of a bummer. But again, you can maybe lock your opponent from playing supporters and stadiums, which is pretty cool, which is a little bit like Executor. But yeah, we have Deep Frozen here. Flip a coin if heads. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. If tails, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. I don't know. I think the only thing good worth mentioning is the Shivering Breath here. I don't like it that it's 2 energies. I think it'd be very powerful if it was just 1. And maybe make it a water energy. And it's already a stage 2. That's already difficult enough to bring him out. And it's a water, so it's not, it's not a grass type. You can't get it out right away with, Forest of Giant Plants. And so, yeah, I don't know. This does have some intrigue to it, but otherwise it's, meh. Okay, so next up here, after our little Vanillux here, I want to take a look at, number 23. We have Haunter and Gengar up next. And then we'll have Mewtwo and Mega Mewtwo. Now, here we have the Haunter, and I do like these ghost Pokemon. I really like Haunter. Haunter's really cool. Gothic Fear. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, both active Pokemon are confused. And I think this is going to be a really good ability. Think about it. Playing this from your hand to evolve your Ghastly, and then both active Pokemon are confused, but for example, if you have something like Sparkling Robe, or if you're playing, like a Fairy deck or something like that, and you got Slurpuff with, your active Pokemon's got a Fairy energy, and in Expanded, you can use Virizion, right? Virizion EX, and you can have Grass energy. You can basically protect yourself from being confused, multiple ways from protecting yourself, and confusing your opponent's active Pokemon could be pretty strong. And I think Gothic Fear could be a card that we could see in a lot of Psychic decks, if not any other decks. The ability could be pretty worthy of being utilized. We do have the Gengar here, and look, I do like this art. It looks just it has like a paint touch to it, like as if it, I don't know, it's a painting, I guess you could say. Unlucky Fog, I thought I mentioned this too. The active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Place 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Yeah, that's kind of nice. But here, okay, Creepshow is the show. If your opponent's active Pokemon has 3 or more damage counters on it, that Pokemon is knocked out. No questions asked. It is just knocked out. Wow. What's this going to be good for? Well, okay, he's a stage 2, but yeah, he could work pretty well with Crobats and stuff. It'd be really difficult to get 2 stage 2 lines, but I've seen it done before, and I think, can you imagine just having a Crobat come out there and hit, you use a Surprise Bite, Sneaky Bite, whatever, and you're playing against a Mega that's like, or a Primal Groudon or something like that, it's 240 HP. Next, Creepshow, you have Dimension Valley. If you're just 1 Psychic Energy, you would automatically knock out something like a Wailord EX with 220 HP left. That is ridiculous, and I think that'll be pretty fun to pull off. So there's that Gengar right there for you guys. Now, again, here comes the Mewtwo and the Mewtwo EX, and the full art does look pretty cool. I will have to say the attacks aren't that great, though. Photon Wave hits for 30 during your opponent's next turn. Any damage done in the attacks by the defending Pokemon is reduced by 30. Okay, sure. All right. Yeah, all right. You can, preserve your Mewtwo EX, I guess, by 30 damage. But I do think X-Ball Mewtwo from Next Destinies is way better than this one. Cyburn is a very costly attack. And so this leads me to believe that what makes the Mewtwo EX worth it is if you can play this Mega Mewtwo EX. And Vanishing Strike does 150. If there's any Stadium card in play, this attack does 50 more damage. This attack's damage isn't affected by resistance or any effects on your opponent's active Pokemon. Meaning if you have you know, if you're playing an expanded format and you're playing against Suicune or Sigilif, this will go through that. If you're playing against an Aegislash and you got special energies on the Mewtwo EX, this will go through that as well. Very, very impressive. The only problem here is that it uses fighting energies. What? Fighting energies? Yeah. That means you could probably throw Mewtwo EX into a fighting deck, maybe with Landorus to accelerate the energy, because 4 energies is pretty costly. And perhaps you can even use... Maybe you can even use the mystery energy to help the free retreat a little, help the retreat cost a little bit. 3 retreat's very heavy for this Mewtwo EX, but I think 230 HP is very deserving for Mewtwo EX. Well deserved for that 230 HP, and I would assume it's, you know, you got fighting energy here because it's a strike. It's a vanishing strike, and so hey, makes sense. They ought to have fighting energy there for the Mega Mewtwo EX, and so. Otherwise, you know, let's skip the Woobat here. Let's take a look at the Swoobat really quick. I think there's something pretty interesting about this. We have the Boom amplification here. During your next turn, this Pokemon's Echo return attack does 60 more damage. Flip a coin of tails. Return all cards attached to this Pokemon into your hand. Now, here's the thing. You could possibly use maybe like a Trick Coin to do Echo return and control your fate. If you're, I don't know, if your Swoobat is injured, maybe you're at 10 HP left, and you want to flip a coin, and you want tails, then you got heads, you can reflip, and you can Echo return and bring everything back into your hand. I don't think this is as good as Mienshao, of course, although you do have a little bit more control. I think a lot more times you would, more often than not, I think you would rather have all the cards returned to your hand anyway. But yeah, so that's about it for the card. I don't see this card being really used outside of competitive play, or it's not going to be used in competitive play. It's going to be used just for fun, I think. But yeah. Alrighty then, let's take a look at number, what is this, number 33, we'll skip down over here to the Meloetta. We're going to skip the Slam Slash and stuff like that. I've already seen those, they're not too interesting, I don't really want to talk about them. Axel Spin's going to be pretty interesting, I think it's very intriguing. The 90 HP Meloetta here is a fighting type, is weak to Psychic, and you attach 2 fighting energies from your discard pile to this Pokemon, then switch this Pokemon with one of your bench Pokemon. That's very strange now, isn't it? You can, now I think about it, you can probably bring this, put this with the Mewtwo EX deck, which uses fighting energies anyways, and maybe you could use Energy Switch, and this could be a strange way to energy accelerate. I don't know. One thing that's really cool about this is it says attach 2 fighting energies. It doesn't say basic, meaning this is a way you can get strong energy back. That's actually pretty cool. And of course, since this is a fighting Pokemon, you can have strong energy. And if this Pokemon has any psychic energy attached to it, this attack does 50 more damage. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That means you can actually discard 2 special energies, get them back off using Axel Spin. And as long as you have 1 psychic energy, let's say this is a psychic energy and these 2 are special strong energies, you're going to be hitting for 100 and then plus 50 more. That's 150 plus Muscle Band, plus Fighting Stadium. Oh my goodness, you're going to be hitting for, what is that, 190. I mean, that's incredible. Perhaps Meloetta here may have a spot in some fighting decks. I don't know. I think that's pretty cool. Okay, so besides the Meloetta at number 33, we do have number 36, which is Zoroark, and then 37. And those are, and of course, this is the one people are waiting for: Zoroark and Zoroark Break. Impersonate. This is a basically rush in and retreat with Keldeo, and Floatstone's being reprinted too, so you can basically rush in and retreat now. And Impersonate is basically the same thing as rush in from Keldeo EX from Plasma. What is that? Plasma. It's from Boundaries Crossed. So once during turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may switch this Pokemon with your active Pokemon. And then Mind Jack. We've seen this before with Absol from Plasma Storm, or Freeze, Plasma Freeze, sorry. This attack does 30 more damage for each of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Now, the difference between this and Absol's base was 20, and it has 20 more. This guy, think about this. If your opponent is playing, let's say, like, I don't know, a Raichu deck that has 8 Pokemon on their bench, not that, you know, this is overkill. Okay, fine. Mega Rayquaza, they have a full bench. I mean, they have 8 Pokemon on there. You would be doing 250 damage for Mind Jack for just a DCE, and that's going to be very impressive. Wow. I mean, of course, they need to have a full bench. You could use something like Target Whistle to bring things onto the bench, and so on and so forth. So I think Zoroark here, very cool art. I do like. You know, I think the color, the red, I do like Zoroark. His color scheme is great, the red and black, and I like dark Pokemon. So, here is the Zoroark break, and yes, he turns Super Saiyan, folks, for 1 energy. Choose one of the defending Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. Wow. And you do get an HP boost here, and of course, Zoroark break retains the attacks, abilities, weakness, resistance, and retreat costs of its previous evolution. And yeah, I think this new break mechanics can be really cool. I can't wait to use it. And yeah, Zoroark break definitely is going to be a competitor. I can for sure see this guy decks being built around him, and I don't know, I can't give a say if he's like a top tier or like second tier or anything like that. Won't be able to tell until we see Zoroark break in action, but definitely going to be one to look out for. Now we're going to skip a little bit. Let's take a look at the Florges and the Florges break. So back-to-back break Pokemon right here. This Florges is a stage 2, unlike the other one. It's only 110 HP, unlike Zoroark, which is only a stage 1. Relaxing Scent, though. Your Pokemon's attacks cost 1 fairy less, 1 fairy energy less. I think this is going to be really cool if you can pull it off and you get Florges into your decks, into your fairy decks. This ability, Relaxing Scent, is going to be a lifesaver. Oh my goodness. To attack with 1 fairy energy less. That's not even colorless energy less. 1 fairy energy less, meaning that means Wonder Shine here hits for 70. Your opponent's active Pokemon is also now confused. You'll be only using 2 fairy energies, not 3. That's amazing. That is great. And you get it for 70 and also put your opponent's active Pokemon into a confusion state. Of course, the Florges break here, also turning Super Saiyan. It's not exactly Super Saiyan, but it doesn't attack. It just gives an HP boost, okay? And then you just have a, Flower Breeze ability. But that means you have a Pokemon that has 2 abilities. That is amazing because the Florges break retains the attacks, abilities, weakness, everything of its previous evolution. So if you evolve it from that previous Florges right there, you can have 2 abilities. Once you're in turn for your attack, you may heal 30 damage and remove one special condition from your active Pokemon. Wow! Oh my goodness! This is actually a little bit weaker version of Pokemon Center Lady. Instead of healing 60, you're healing 30, but you're still removing a special condition. That is great. Oh man, Flower Breeze, man, send those flowers my way. I could take a breeze, So I think definitely this is going to be more reliant on the Florges' attack to hit for confusion. But Flower Breeze could be. I can see this being more of a support Pokemon than really a main attacker. I don't know. That's just my preference. Yeah, I can't really see, based on all those abilities, I definitely see Florges as more of a support Pokemon. But okay, let's take a look at the Xerneas right here. We have Xerneas, looks like, it's only 120, so it's a little bit weaker than the one we're used to from the XY base set. Rainbow Force can be a pretty interesting attack, right? Hits for 10, and this attack does 30 more damage for each different type of Pokemon on your bench. And I think this could be very, very intriguing. We could build a deck around this attack alone. If you can have 8 Pokemon on your bench, not even 8, all you need is like, 4, right? 4. This attack does 30 more damage for each different type of Pokemon on your bench, meaning all you need is 4. And you're going to be hitting for 120 plus this, that's 130. And then a Muscle Band, that's 150. But if you have 5, right, on your bench, yeah, I mean, you can hit for 180. So that's a little bit wishful thinking. At least one of your Pokemon need to be maybe like a Aromatisse, like a toolbox deck to move energies around. I don't know. It could be something like that. Or you can combine it with all those Simi Pokemon. Or maybe you can combine it with Evolutions. I'm not sure. That could be a possibility as well. Power Creation hits for 80 if this Pokemon's healed during this If this Pokemon healed damage during this turn, this attack does 80 more damage, and that would go very well with the Florges right here. Oh wait, not this one. Actually, yeah, it could go very well with this one too. I meant to say this one right here, because you can heal 30 damage from your active Pokemon, and that means your Xerneas here can hit for 80 more, and that's already 160 plus the Muscle Band. Of course, you are going to be expending a lot of energies, but if you do have this Florges out here, oh, not this one right here, your attacks will be 1 fairy less. And that means all you need is a fairy and a DCE, and you can hit for power creation. That is pretty cool. And I think there could be some synergy and chemistry there between those Pokemon from this set. Now, the next one we're going to take a look at here after the Xerneas and whatnot, we have number 47, the Haxorus. Take a look at this. So Haxorus has also 3 attacks. We've seen this before in Salamence and some other Pokemon like Lucario EX. And I think 3 attacks is pretty cool. Now, this guy is a stage 2. It's going to take a while to get him out, unless, you know, even rare candy and things like that. You got to find the right pieces. Dragon Dance during your next turn. Any attacks by this Pokemon that will do 100 more damage for applying weakness and resistance. This effect remains in play as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon. And what's a huge bummer is you can try using Dragon Dance, and then your opponent Lysanders something out, and you got a Dragon Dance again. All right, so that's the sucky part. Dragon Pulse, very energy efficient, just a fighting and a metal energy. Dragon Pulse can hit for 130, but if you're able to pull off a Dragon Dance, you can do 230 damage plus a Muscle Band. That's 250. That's knocking out Wailord EX, and that's very impressive. But that's going to take 2 turns to do it anyways. And you might as well, if you're going to take 2 turns to do it, might as well just hit Dragon Pulse twice. I mean, yeah, you are discarding the top 3 cards of your deck, but I don't know, maybe. Yeah. Alright. So besides the Haxorus, let's take a look at Hoot Hoot here. Of all cards, I think this is going to be a very intriguing one. Hoot Hoot, 60 HP. For a DCE, Night Signal, your opponent can't play any item cards from his or her hand during his or her next turn. What? This is just like Seismitoad without 30 damage for Quaking Punch. And that means you can probably play this in the expanded format and use something like Hypnotoxic Laser. the poor man's Quaking Punch, Night Signal. I thought I'd just give this an honorable mention. I think for a common card, Hoot Hoot here for DCE, very interesting. Definitely could be used as a tech to stall. I don't know, maybe. And it's a colorless Pokemon, you know. And you can probably just throw it in. So there you go. I mean, yeah, of course you can throw a Seismitoad in just about any deck, but I thought I'd give that as an honorable mention. We do have Noctowl here. I think this is also a very intriguing card. Both players reveal their hands. This attack does 20 damage times the number of item cards you find there. Okay, that means if you have 3 item cards and your opponent has 3 item cards, you're going to be hitting for, the 20 times 6, 120 damage for only DCE. Plus Muscle Band, I guess, you can hit for 140. But, I mean, that's assuming your opponent has item cards and you have item cards, so maybe not so much. I don't know. That's kind of wishful thinking for me, I guess. We're going to skip down to Smeargle here. Let's take a look at Smeargle really quick. Smeargle here has the attack, or the ability to recode once during turn before attack. You may switch 1 basic energy attached to your active Pokemon with a different type of basic energy from your discard pile. And that's pretty intriguing to me, and I think it means you can have the flexibility. This is almost like an energy switch from the discard pile. What? That's cool. Oh man, now Battle Compressor can be utilized in different ways to get energy in the discard pile. Use Recoat, and this actually means that you can play energies almost a little bit more liberally. And you can play as many, every turn. You don't have to, be type specific with your energy. Like, you have a Psychic Pokemon, play that Fighting energy. Why not? You can always move it later. I don't know, right? I mean, think about the combinations you can do with that. That's going to be pretty cool. So I do like Smeargle's ability to Recoat. I think we can see that and throw people off in games. That would be pretty neat. Now, I want to mention we have Spirit Links here. We're not going to look at those, but we do have some really intriguing things here. Really interesting, right? Reprinting Foltstone. Foltstone's coming back. You can see Plasma Freeze right here, but it will be reprinted right here. You can see it from the Blue Shock, and I do like the new art. It makes the Foltstone. It actually looks like an overdue muffin or something, right? I don't know. What is it? What are those rice balls? Not really rice ball. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. But maybe you can eat it. It's supposed to be a stone though, so that will break your teeth. I'm assuming maybe Geodude eats this stuff. So we have Bridget here as the supporter for this set, or for Blue Shock. And the full art, very nice. Okay, I do like the regular art here, also from both from the same artist. But the effect right here, search your deck for either a basic Pokemon EX or 3 basic Pokemon, excluding Pokemon EX, and place them on your bench. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So, you know, for the basic one, if you're playing like Hoopa EX, you know, this right here, Bridget basically becomes the second half. Or 3 basic Pokemon, excluding Pokemon EX. You very much well could just play this and search for Hoopa, and then get, you know, Shaman and other Pokemon EXs you need. So that's actually kind of interesting. I think that could work very well in certain decks if you need to do that. But I mean, also for Pokemon decks that don't play EXs, you can get basic Pokemons out pretty quick. And I think that's almost like a little bit of a throwback to Pokemon Collector, which did something very similar. We do have Parallel City here. This card may be placed either way when played. The player on this side of the card can only have 3 Pokemon on his or her bench. When this card enters play, you have to discard until you have 3 only. So there's some benefits to that. If you're playing only 3, I mean, well, more like benefits for you if you're playing this for your opponent. For example, if you're playing against a Mega Rayquaza deck, you're going to put the blue side facing your opponent. That way your opponent is stuck with only 3 Pokemon. And yeah, and then that leaves you with 5 still. That's pretty good. And the red side here, this card may be placed either way up when played. The attacks of each Grass, Fire, and Water Pokemon on this player's side do 20 less. And so, you know, there's a little bit of a counter to that too. And so if you're playing this card, hopefully you're not playing these types. And that's about it. I mean, play a lightning, I don't know, this could work for a lightning deck, fighting deck, other decks, right? And definitely putting your opponents down to 3 bench Pokemon can be very advantageous. Or, I mean, if you want to put yourself at 3 Pokemon and your opponent's playing grass Pokemon or fire Pokemon or water Pokemon, having them face the red side could be a pretty good option too. So there's that as well. I do want to mention here is also a reprint of Rainbow Energy. You can see right here there's been tons of reprints, but here we have, this is for the XY reprint, and there we go. Rainbow Energy is back in play, and it's here to stay for at least this season and beyond, and we're looking forward to keep it. I do like the Rainbow Energy. On to the Red Flash. Again, we already looked at these EXs. No need to revisit them here. But, hey, what's this Mewtwo EX? Oh, okay, never mind. It just goes to that one. Alright, so here we are in the Red Flash half of the set. The first card I want to take a look at is the Parasect here. Colorful Spore. This is a stage 1. Choose up to 3 of your Pokemon. Search your deck for up to 3 different types of basic energy cards attached to attach one to each of your Pokemon you choose. This is going to be very, very cool. I mean, think about using Smeargle with moving energies from the discard pile, Colorful Spore, think about Xerneas hitting for multiple different types. I could definitely see a good combination of just a bunch of different types of Pokemon with different types of energy, like some kind of rainbow deck. I can see it. I can totally see it. Xerneas can definitely use that kind of support with a number of different Pokemon on the bench, and also a Smeargle moving energy around, and Colorful Spore here, energy accelerating. This could be something pretty cool. I don't know. It seems like it would be a slow setup, but maybe it'll work. You never know. You never know. I do want to look at Chestnut and also the Chestnut break, of course. So this Chestnut, I think I'd rather use the XY base set Chestnut. Spike Lariat, you know, yeah, you can do this. You can do 120 damage for 3 energies. For 4 energies, you can do 100 damage and then reduce your opponent's attacks by 20. Sure, I suppose. But what's going to be really cool is the Chestnut break. When he turns Super Saiyan right here, Tough Hammer hits for 160. This Pokemon does 30 damage to itself. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. And, I mean, hey, who wouldn't want to do 160 slap on a muscle band, hit for 180? It does cost 4 energy, but You know, I don't know. Maybe we could see this in the expanded format with Parisian EX to Energy Accelerate. It does have 190 HP, which is very impressive, and I think that's going to be really useful. Being able to have that little more beef, a little more buffer for damages. That's EX level right there, 190 HP. This Chestnut is already 160, so it's only 10 away from being equal to most EXs out there. Now, the next card I want to take a look at is number 9. We have, of course, the first EXs in this set, which is the Houndoom and the Mega Houndoom here. You know, nothing too impressive. Horn Melt, yeah, you can mill your opponent, discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck, sure. But Grand Flame here, 50 damage. Attach a Fire Energy from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. So, I mean, it's a little bit like Mega Manectric, but a lot weaker, you can say. You know, it's the same energy cost, it's 2, but Mega Manectric is 1 and 1 colorless, 1 lightning and 1 colorless. So Grand Flame is pretty pathetic in that respect. You know, hit for only 50, and you can attach a Fire Energy, so it's not even basic energy. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. I mean, yeah, you can still use it. Definitely can still use it. But, of course, that's why there's a Mega. And so, Mega Houndoom here, you may discard all fire energies attached to this Pokemon. If you do, this attack does 80 more damage. And with the Muscle Band, kinda with the Muscle Band, since you need it for the Spirit Link, you can still use something like, you know, Tool, Retriever, stuff like that. But the point is, with Blacksmith, this is no problem. Infernal Fang is no problem. You could just Blacksmith again in the next turn, assuming you can get, you know, VS Seeker and Blacksmith, or Blacksmith and, you know, Battle Compressor, get rid of fire energies and things like that. Could work pretty well. Yeah, definitely could work pretty well. Hit for 160 or maybe 180 with a Muscle Band. Definitely that can most certainly happen. Now, next we have right here is, again, these Simmies here, and you guessed it, it's going to be Water Toss, put 3 Water Energies and Hand Sling. So, I don't know. Yeah, these guys, maybe they could be in a deck together. I don't know. Could see something like that. I'm not sure. But the next Pokemon I want to take a look at here is a Seaking here. And the artwork is blah. You know, kind of, yeah, it's always looked like that, I guess. Yeah. But, okay. So, Wet Horn. This Pokemon's just heal damage during this turn. This attack does 80 more damage. So, what does that mean? Since it's a water type, you can combine this with the Rough Seas. Or, I mean, any other thing that heals. I mean, other Pokemon that heals, Gardevoir, things like that. You can combine it with Fresh Water or what is it, Potion? I don't know, right? And then you can hit for 80. It kind of reminds me of Miltank, but weaker, because Miltank's a basic, and Miltank just needs a stage 2. You know, and Miltank is a colorless Pokemon, you know, so you can play any kind of energy. For Wet Horn, you need water energy, and you hit for 90, which is a little bit more than Miltank. But yeah, again, with Miltank, you need a particular condition. You need to have a stage 2 to do it. Wet Horn needs a particular condition, which needs to be, you have to be, you know, have healed during this turn to do that. So, yeah, I don't know. Reckless Charge hits for 40, does 10 to itself. And I guess that could be an infinite cycle, maybe? Because then you can hit 10 to yourself and then use Rough Seas and heal 10 off. I don't know. And then hit for Wet Horn. I guess. Maybe we could see a Seaking deck in the future for fun. Just for fun. Alright, so let's take a look at the... Oh, we already looked at this. Starmie, that's what I wanted. I wanted to see Starmie. So here we go. Starmie has the attack Deep Sea Swirl. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 7 cards. That's kind of nice. Yeah, I don't know. That's like... It's kind of like Tropical Beach, but not really. Tropical Beach draws until you have 7, and then you end your turn. I mean, this is no different. You're ending your turn and not doing an attack, really. But I guess you are attacking. Even bind, I mean, hits are 30. If you and your opponent have the same number of bench Pokemon, your opponent's attack Pokemon's now paralyzed. That means you better have a lot of Super Scoop-Ups or something to manipulate your bench. Or what I can see is a lot of unknowns. All right, play a bunch of unknowns on your bench and play Robo Substitutes on your bench. Meaning, if your opponent, you know, manipulates their side of the bench, and you can manipulate your side of the bench. Right? Move some cards, move some Pokemon, add some Pokemon, move some Pokemon, add some Pokemon. I don't know. I think even bind could be a really good attack to continually paralyze your opponent, and maybe we can see that as a joke of a deck sometime. I'm not sure. Alright, so let's keep moving on. We have next here is the Empoleon. This guy, again, Empoleon always has an ability. Not always, but most, I always see him, good Empoleons have abilities. As long as this Pokemon is in play, your basic Pokemon's attack do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Basic, meaning EX basics work as well. That's kind of nice. Otherwise, I don't see much of anything else. Hydro Splash. Sure, hits for 70 for 2 energies, I suppose. Not much else to say, but the Noble Channeler here is pretty interesting. You could probably combine that with, like, I don't know, Lucario EX, but that's kind of strange. You might as well just use it with Machamp, right? Because it's a stage 2 and it's fighting. So that means you really can only combine this with water decks, per se. I mean, you could combine it with other EXs too, sure, why not? Other basic EXs that are non-water, you can see that combined as well. As long as it's not fighting or in the expanded format, you know, as long as it's not Dragon type either, or Plasma Pokemon in the expanded format, since you have other means to do that as well to power connect with Deoxys. So there's, you know, in the past, there's always been a lot of ways to boost up damage. And I don't know, I'm not really feeling this, but I do think Empoleon may see some competitive play. Who knows? Who knows? All right, so what we have next is, let's see, we already looked at the Empoleon right here. The next card I want to look at here is the Abomasnow. Oh man, this guy, he looks funny. Ice Age. Okay, this attack is really cool. Alright, hits for 80. Yes, it is 3 energy costs, but if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Dragon type, that Pokemon's not paralyzed. No question to ask. That is such a troll against Dragon type Pokemon. And I think I want to showcase this and give it an honorable mention just because of that. I don't know what's up with this Pokemon, but he sure doesn't like Dragon type Pokemon. Nope, not at all. But anyways, besides the Abomasnow here, let's take a look at Magnazone. I think Magnazone is a very, very good card. Definitely, being in stage 2 could be harder to get out, but Electric Circuit, as often as you like during your turn, you may attach a lightning energy from your hand to one of your Pokemon. And what does this card remind you of? Well, what does it remind you of? Deluge, or Infernal Fandango, Emboar, and Blastoise. Oh man, now instead of Blastoise or Emboar, Magnetic Circuit, you can drop as many lightning energy from your hand to your Pokemon. And that's going to be pretty cool. Of course, Thunder Blast, you can hit for 100, but hopefully you never need to use that. And guess what? Number 26, Raikou, however you want to pronounce it, Thunder Lance. Does the same thing as Keldeo EX. Oh my goodness. Base attack is 50. This attack does 20 more damage for each lightning energy. And, you know, strangely enough, you can combine that with, not really strange, but with, you know, the Magnazone and drop a bunch of lightning energy. I guess you can hit for Thunder Lance, hit for 130, 150, 170, all these energies on there. Sure, why not? If there are any lightning energy attached to this Pokemon, Shining Body, the damage done to this Pokemon is reduced by 20. Sure, alright, that's cool. I don't mind that at all. That looks nice. So I think this Raikou, however you want to pronounce it, definitely could be seen on some more lightning Pokemon decks, especially with Magnazone. Here we have Mewtwo and Mega Mewtwo EX from the Red Flash set here, and we see the full art Mewtwo. I see Magnazone in the background, as well as the Natu, as well as the Chestnut back there. But I don't know. Is that really the? Oh, this is the secret print. Oh my goodness, the secret rare print right here. This is the regular full art print, and here's the regular art right there. I do find this very interesting. I feel like the artwork, it looks like it was drawn in pencil or something, or color pencils. Is that how you guys feel too? Maybe it's just the quality of the image. I think it may just be the quality of the image. Alright, so right here we have Burst Ball. This attack does 30 damage times the number of psychic energy cards attached to this Pokemon. Now, I think, yes, this is not as good as X-Ball from Mewtwo from the X Destinies, but if you're playing in the expanded format, I think this Mewtwo EX here can have its standalone deck with Gardevoir and the Mirage ability, being able to put double your psychic energies. Play this in expanded. Trust me, I think this could be worth it. You can play 3 energies on Burst for Burst Ball. And because of Gardevoir's ability, it doubles. That's 6. 6 times 30 damage, that's 180. For 3 energies, you're going to be hitting for 180. That's insane. And I think even Juxtapose would be pretty cool. Switch the number of damage cards on this Pokemon with the number of damage cards on your opponent's active Pokemon, which, yeah, sure, could be pretty cool. But I think Burst Ball could be really useful in the expanded format. Trust me, I think that'd be pretty cool to be used. And I think I'm going to take advantage of that for sure. We do have the Mega Mewtwo EX here with Psychic Infinity. Hits for 30 damage, 10 damage plus 30 more damage for each energy card attached to both active Pokemon. This attack's damage isn't affected by weakness. Oh, what? No way! That means if you're playing against another Mewtwo EX, it's not going to work. It's terrible. But because it's so powerful, it doesn't really matter. So you're playing for a DCE. Can you imagine if you have just one more energy? Man, being a DCE, just playing DCE is really good. But say you have 3. You're going to be hitting a base for 10, and you're going to be hitting for 30 more damage. You're going to be doing 100 damage for just 3 energies. And that's without any energies on your opponent's active Pokemon. If your opponent's active Pokemon even has 2 energies, you're going to be hitting for 160, plus a Muscle Band, if you can get a Muscle Band on there, but very likely you're going to be using Spirit Link. You can hit for 180, or if your opponent has 3 energies, and you have 3 energies, yeah, you'd be hitting for like 190 or something like that. And so Psychic Infinity can definitely do a lot of damage, and the sad part is it's not affected by weakness, so that's a bummer. But yeah, I think Mega Mewtwo, there's no full arts just yet. But yeah. Alrighty then. What do we have next in line right here? I think we have number 30 with the I can't. Man, I know you guys are killing me over this. I should probably learn my Pokemon pronunciations, but I can't even pronounce half your guys' names on Pokemon TCG. Okay, I'm just kidding. Twisted Chant here. When you play this Pokemon from your hand, evolve one of your Pokemon. Shuffle your opponent's. Your opponent shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck. Then your opponent draws a number of cards equal to the number of his or her remaining prize cards. That's like almost like N, but not really, because you don't shuffle and draw. So I could see this being used in Psychic decks, perhaps, for late game scenarios, forcing your opponent to draw just one card or something like that. Definitely could be pretty interesting. Twisted Chant could be used in that way. Otherwise, I don't really see too much use for it. Curse Deeply, perhaps, yeah, for 2 energies. -1 because of the Dimension Valley, I suppose. You can hit for 60, maybe a Muscle Band, hit for 80, and also confuse your opponent. It could be viable. All right. Next up, we want to take a look at number 33. And on deck is number 35. I just want to give a really quick honorable mention to Cresselia here. If the stadium card is in play, the Pokemon's retreat cost is 0, which is, yeah, but it's only for this Pokemon, I suppose. I don't know. Not much to talk about that. I don't think I want to talk about that much more anyway. So we do have Marowak here, and we do have Cubone, but we're not going to look at Cubone. Let's take a look at this right here. Now, I want to take a look at Crack Shot. All right, Crack Shot. That sounds like a funny name. That's combining 2 things here. I'm not going to mention what they are. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon. Okay. All right, so Bone Windmill hits for 60 damage. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a EX Pokemon, switch that Pokemon with one of your opponent's bench Pokemon. This is actually pretty neat. This is basically a Lysander effect, almost. A pseudo-Lysander effect if your opponent's active Pokemon is an EX. So you hit that Pokemon EX for 60, and then you can drag something out on the bench, like maybe a big chunky Pokemon with high retreat costs, and then you can just keep using Crack Shot over and over again to abuse that EX on the bench. I don't know, right? That could totally work. Bone Windmill hits for 60, so that means you can still have Strong Energy, Muscle Band, Fighting Stadium, and do a ton of damage. Now, what makes this Marowak better is the Super Saiyan form of it, Marowak Break. This attack does 40 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So Bone Revenge, base attack is 20. If your opponent's taken 3 prize cards, you'd be doing 140. But of course, since there's such thing as Muscle Band, Fighting Stadium, Strong Energy, you'd be hitting for a lot more. You'd probably do one-hit knockouts, and I don't know. This definitely could be a very powerful card. I can certainly see Marowak Break be built in standalone decks, being a very competitive Pokemon. I can see that. So I'm excited to use this card. I'm looking forward to building a deck around this card and using both Marowak attacks. I think this technique could be pretty silly. The Bone Windmill, and then just keep crack shotting your opponent's Pokemon EX. So I do want to mention number 38 and number 39 here with Piloswine and Mamoswine. Now, I think the Piloswine here can be a standalone deck. Why? Okay, so there's push down. We've seen attacks like this before, but Herd's Footsteps for 1 fighting energy and a call out DCE. Hit for 30 base, and this attack does 10 more damage for each retreat cost of your Sunav, Piloswine, and Mamoswine you have in play. Huh. Well, for one, Mamoswine is a 4 retreat cost, but you can increase your own retreat cost by playing Muck, Team Aqua's Muck. You can play things like Team Aqua's Base, Secret Base. Like, there's ways to make your own Pokemon heavier, and then you can use Herd's Footsteps and increase the attack. Wow. Are you kidding me? That's pretty cool. And maybe I might build a deck out of this Herd's Footstep and have some fun with that. But Thick Fat here with the Mamoswine basically reduce fire and water Pokemon's attacks by 30. And we have the Primeval Rumble here hitting for 80. If you have a Stadium card in play, you can hit for 40 more. If you have a Stadium card, if your opponent has a Stadium card in play, you can heal 30 damage from this Pokemon. So does cost a lot. I don't think I want to build a deck around him. I may do that in the future. I don't know, but I do want to build a deck around the Piloswine or Piloswine, however you want to pronounce him. Next up, I do want to showcase Gallade really quick. Gallade right here is pretty interesting. We have Premonition here. Once during your turn, before you attack, you may look at the top 5 cards of your deck and put them in the back on top of the order, on top of your deck in any order. So it's almost like a Pokedex effect, right? Instead of playing Pokedex, you just do this. But it is a stage 2. It is a little trickier to get out. But the benefit is that it's only a DCE to attack, and it's a fighting Pokemon, meaning you can use Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick to get him out into play. And the cool thing is this, for only a DCE, if you can really pull this off somehow, that would be really great. But Sensing Blade hits for 60. If you played a supported card from your hand during your turn, during this turn, this attack does 70 additional damage. Since he's a fighting Pokemon, you have the benefits of, strong energy, fighting stadium, muscle band. But the point is, you can get him out using Maxie's Hidden Ball Trick, or you can get him out the slow way as well. It's for only a DCE, you can hit for 60, and if you can get a supporter in play, you hit him for 70 more. That's already 130. Plus, if you're playing against an EX, Fighting Stadium, Strong Energy, Muscle Band, you are doing a lot of damage right there, folks. And I don't know. I think Gallade could be built in its own standalone deck and could see some fun, perhaps even somewhat competitive play. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not going to look at the Zoroark. Let's take a look at the Eviltal right here, number 42. Fright Knight, as long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, both players' Pokemon tool cards have no effect. And this attack does 60 more damage to one of your opponent's bench Pokemon EX. Alrighty then. I suppose it's hitting for 60. So, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to skip over the Bronzors. I want to take a look at Mr. Mime really quick. Mr. Mime does have the Bench Barrier. So Bench Barrier Mr. Mime is back, but it's not the Psychic one. It's the Fairy one. And you can also use Juggling, I suppose. But I do want to mention Bench Barrier is back. Prevent all the bench damage done to your Pokemon attacks. And yeah, we can see, Mr. Mime being a one-off and a lot of decks being a kind of a tech Pokemon to protect your bench. Definitely can see that happen. I do want to skip a couple other Pokemon. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Dodrio here. Retreat Aid. As long as this Pokemon is on your bench, your active Pokemon's retreat cost is 2 less. Wow, that's great. That means, with Zoroark, you don't even need a Full Stone. All you do is just rush in, or not rush in, impersonate, and then you can retreat for free. I'd like that. I think the Dodrio here could be in decks. I'm not sure. Definitely, since it's a stage 1, Pokemon, there's no weakness against normal type. a colorless type. So since this is a stage 1, you can combine it with Flareon, Vaporeon, and Jolteon, and I think that could be a viable deck. I don't know. It gives you free retreat, right? So yeah, I'm not sure. All right, so Fury Attack is not a great attack. Flip 3 coins, but still, maybe if you can combine that with those evolutions, you can maybe hit 1 heads and get it for weakness as well. Next up, we have let's see, nothing else. We do have Staraptor here. I don't really want. There's nothing too interesting about it, but here's the thing that's really cool. Heavy Ball is reprinted, and you can see right here, Heavy Ball from the Red Flash is reprinted. I'm excited to see this. We saw Level Ball reprinted in Ancient Origins. I'm glad to see Heavy Ball back in action. Now we can utilize Heavy Ball and not waste precious cards by using Ultra Ball to discard cards to get out heavy Pokemon. And of course, Ultra Ball will still be used definitely for Pokemon like Shaman EX that isn't under 90 and doesn't have 3 retreat. So Ultra Ball is still going to be very viable. But Heavy Ball is a fan favorite. I think it's a favorite of mine, and I'm glad to see it reprinted. We have the Assault Vest here. I think this is going to be very intriguing. Any damage done to this Pokemon, this card is attached to by attacks of an opponent's Pokemon with special energy cards attached to it is reduced by 40. So meaning if your opponent's your opponent's active Pokemon is using a DCE and you have Assault Vest, yeah, you'll be reducing their attack by 40. Why not? That's almost like a, yeah. That means if you're playing like Entei with the ancient trait to have more than 1 item cards, tool cards on there, maybe you can have 2 of these Assault Vests, and your opponent hits you, I don't know, with the DCE on them, and their attack's gonna be reduced by 80. That's gonna be great. I don't know, yeah. But of course that's gonna have wishful thinking. I do that quite a bit. For the supporter in this set, we have Giovanni's Scheme. Draw cards until you have 5 cards in your hand. During this turn, your Pokemon's attack, or okay, you can choose one, right? Okay, so you can draw until you have 5 cards, or during this turn, your Pokemon's attack to 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. Too bad you can't do both. It's only one or the other. I have to say, I do like the art, Ken Sugimori doing the art here, but I think with this supporter here, I understand like having the ability to do one or the other is kind of nice. It gives you options, and so depending on the circumstance, you may want to draw cards, or you may just want to do more damage. But I feel like drawing 5 cards just isn't enough. That's kind of like Hugh from Boundaries Crossed. And doing 20 more damage could be nice. It could make the difference between win or lose. So I think Giovanni's Scheme could be a good one-off in most decks. I think, if anything, 2 at best. You can have 2 copies of them. But, yeah, so Giovanni's Scheme, I do like the art, that's for sure. I love Ken Sugimori's work. Definitely love Ken Sugimori, his work. And I already mentioned this is going to be the last card we're going to take a look at, but again, I can't emphasize enough how excited I am for Burning Energy. I think, well, actually, now that I think about it, I don't want to give it too much hype. I think that the only thing I really like about it is with the combination with Typhlosion. I really like that. I absolutely like that idea. But still, Burning Energy is really cool. I think being, for fire Pokemon, we have yet to see fire Pokemon get a special energies. Of course, we saw Flash Energy for lightning Pokemon. We saw Wonder Energy, Mystery Energy, what is that? Bad Energy. Oh, a whole bunch of energies. And it's nice to see that. We even see Herbal Energy for grass, Strong Energy for fighting. The only thing we need next is, I think, Water Energy. And I'm sure, there's already Metal Energy, right? There's Shield Energy. So yeah, I think we need Water Energy next, and am I missing one? I think I am missing one. What am I missing? we have Double Dragon Energy already, so. But anyways, again, this video is already like an hour long. We went through a bunch of cards. I'm really excited for this set. I'm really glad to see some reprints like Floatstone, Heavy Ball. Again, I already kind of spoke about a lot of these cards, their abilities and new mechanics, the break mechanic, kind of just evolving again in a sense, And yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this set. I'm looking forward to seeing Parallel City, these new mechanics to the game. It's going to be really exciting to see that. So Anyways, that's it for the video, and man, I've been talking for an hour. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video, and you guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. If you guys are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button below this video, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks so much for being a part of this journey, being a part of this channel, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. You guys take care. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.